This part of the Uber continuing case focuses on Chapter 14 and covers principles related to power, influence, and leadership. I will define leadership and its relationship to power. Leadership is the ability to influence employees to voluntarily pursue organizational goals. The key to leadership comes from the leader's power. Without power, a manager cannot lead. Power is given a bad name at times. The kind of power that is problematic comes from personalized power. Personalized power is power directed at helping oneself in way of enhancing their own selfish ends. Socialized power, on the other hand, is the power directed at helping others. Socialized power doesn't mean that there will not be conflict or at times need to have a direct order to perform. It simply means the power is used to help others achieve the goals of the manager and the organization. The 5 types of power are legitimate, reward, coercive, expert, and referent. Understanding the types of power and how they relate to the individual manager and how they will relate to the leadership models. Legitimate power is power that comes from the position. If I'm a manager that has the responsibility to hire, fire, recommend raises, schedule employees, evaluate subordinates, and has a specific responsibility to produce 1,000 widgets a day, then the organization has granted and will support the manager in those responsibilities. You may not like the supervisor, but they have legitimate power to ensure the 1,000 widgets are produced and see that the subordinates perform. Reward power comes from the manager's authority to reward subordinates. This can range from raises, bonuses, and praise. If the team produces 1,500 widgets a day for the next week, then we will all share a $10,000 bonus, or we can take a week off with pay. Those are rewards. Coercive power results from the authority to punish subordinates. Coercive power includes reprimands, demotions, fines, suspensions, and termination. If a leader cannot get their subordinates to produce according to the schedule, then a demotion may be in order. Too many absences or too high of a reject rate, then perhaps termination. Expert power results from one's specialized information or expertise. This power's authority comes from an expertise or specialized knowledge, such as an expert in tax code that is needed by all members of the organization. It can also be mundane. A person has worked in a position for many years and know all the history of the business, clients, vendors, etc. If you need information that is not routine, then the expert has the answers. Referent power is power deriving from one's personal attraction. This kind of power characterizes strong, visionary leaders who are able to persuade their followers through their charisma. You follow the person because you believe in them and you want to be like them. Legitimate, coercive, and reward power are usually available to a manager and are granted and supported by the organization. You can usually gain compliance with those powers, but you need to have expert or referent power to be superior leader. Most leadership models place the leader in a position that requires them to manage others that may have the expertise or are required to agree to follow, or time is a constraint. Understanding your power and how and when to use that power will determine success or failure in most leadership positions.